Somehow, in a show filled with godlike beings, alien technology, and a girl named after the worst anime trope fighting crime in a bunny suit, 2B Hero X managed to make a family dinner more entertaining than all of that. That's not to say all this stuff isn't entertaining, but dear God, this is a mess, and I love it! Welcome, friends. I'm Merlin with a Y, a certain famous wizard's less talented but more attractive cousin. And I'm here to talk about 2B Hero X episodes 13 to 16, the two new heroes that have come and gone, and the giant dumpster fire that is this whole situation. Some spoilers ahead. So starting things off with the Pinkette, we have the unfortunately named Loli. God, I hate that name. Loli is a cute girl who dreams of being a hero, but unfortunately, due to the way the trust system works, and how this specific society views cute girls, she struggles to make any headway towards her goal. The moment she starts to build up trust, one look at her long pink hair is enough to have people lose trust in her. Which is an interesting concept, with her having to overcome how society views her to develop trust in her. Especially because this would be a great showing of the downsides of the trust system, and make her struggle that much more entertaining. But we don't really see her do that. Instead, we see her make an Iron Man suit that's unaffected by trust powers because of alien bullshit. Which, oh yeah, is a thing. Aliens are real because of course they are. But anyway, this is really unsatisfying. She doesn't actually overcome the big issue. She's just found a workaround because she's not only a genius, but also her father kept a lab filled with alien technology in her basement. So it kinda takes away the one interesting idea the story had. I want to see her fight street level crime and slowly earn the trust and respect of the public. Maybe getting a scar in the process that makes people see her as more badass. But nope. She makes an off-brand Iron Man suit that circumvents the entire power system, purely by chance, and lets her fight off the former #1 hero. While it doesn't invalidate the entire idea that, oh, cute girls can be heroes too, it certainly waters it down. Though to be honest, I don't think we needed that lesson. We already knew that. Lucky Cyan is downright adorable, yet she was able to become a hero. And don't forget Queen. She was 14 when she started her hero career. And look how cute she was back then. Adorable. This feels like a completely unnecessary theme, since they don't even stick with the idea. This just feels like off-brand Iron Man with cute girls. They have some other interesting ideas, like a former #1 hero committing crimes to get back in the spotlight, and a stalker plot. But that's about it. I will say it was a funny bit when Loli's drunk friend got the former hero confused with the stalker, but to be honest, that joke got old fast. Overall, this was my least favorite story so far. It had potential, but it feels like they squandered it. Every character from this story left me feeling completely neutral to them at best, or annoyed at worst. But even if this story was a disappointment, the next one is one of my favorites so far. And it follows the so-called perverted stalker from the last story. Or more accurately, the drunk girl's deadbeat daddy. We got the rank 4 hero, Ghostblade, a literal assassin that is somehow loved and trusted by the public because he's handsome. And I'm not exaggerating. He's kind of like Alex from Target. Some guy who got famous on social media because he was attractive and someone took a photo of him that went viral. That, mixed with his skills as a butcher, allowed him to leverage his fame to become a full-on hero, with enhanced physical ability and extreme dexterity when working with blades. While normally that would be unsatisfying, and I wouldn't particularly care about that character, especially after everything I said about Loli. But there are two things about Ghostblade that make me love him. The first being, we see him change. We see him as a child growing up with antisocial tendencies, and possibly having full-on antisocial personality disorder. We see the world through his perspective, The overly crowded and bustling home. Everyone talking over each other to the point that you can barely understand anything. It's busy, hard to focus on anything, and really gives the feeling of being overwhelmed and overstimulated. We see him as an adult, who falls in love at first sight with a woman who's just as calm and quiet as him, and marries her 176 days later. That's right, he fell in love with an apathetic 10 that's obsessed with their phone. You know what? Been there. We see their marriage, an unplanned pregnancy, and a change of heart. His wife wants something different, but he's too held back by the memories of his old home to give her what she wants. They divorce, and we watch as Ghostblade watches over his daughter, and we see, as over time, it becomes less about watching his daughter, and becomes more about understanding her. We watch him stalk his daughter, learn about her, try to protect her, and through that process, he becomes more of a person, rather than the husk he felt like in the beginning. We see him change, but no one else does. To his daughter, he's just a creepy stalker. His attempts to protect and care about her are, in her eyes, the disgusting actions of a pervert. His paternal love is seen as a curse, but no matter how much he cares, he can't tell her. This is a man who can't communicate. He was viewed as a silent, mysterious type, and so he lost his ability to speak. A beautifully fitting drawback for a man who valued silence over having a family, and now he can't even tell his daughter he loves her. Even so, he called his daughter just because he wanted that connection, but to her, it was a stalker obsessing over her. It's a quiet tragedy, but despite being such a heavy story, I also never laughed harder watching this show than in these 2 episodes. Because the second thing I love about him is that he's a socially inept idiot. Seeing his complete lack of self-awareness and how he doesn't even realize that he is his daughter's stalker is hilarious. Seeing the stalker plotline from his perspective made me unironically laugh my ass off. And there are so many scenes where I could not stop laughing. From him being trapped in a car with an extrovert who won't stop talking to him, and him being completely unable to tell him to shut up, to the single most awkward family dinner of all time, with a guy trying to be his wingman and set him up with his own daughter, who thinks he's a stalker. Thank God this is animation, because there was no way actual actors could keep a straight face for this. I was not expecting the edgelord to be this funny. Even though I know he's a sociopath and kind of a horrible person, I can't help but like him. I relate to his struggles with communicating, the way he easily gets overstimulated with lots of noise, and he's just overall funny. He takes himself way too seriously, and he's kind of an idiot, or at least a huge chunibyo, and it just makes him feel endearing, even if he's mentally torturing his daughter. And with his daughter finding out about his true relationship with her, and Ghostblade being potentially corrupted by fear, there's a lot that can go wrong, but a lot that can go right. And either way, I can't wait to see it. But what do you think? This has been a mixed bag of some of my favorite and least favorite stories so far, and I can't wait to see the continuation of the story. Because don't get me wrong, this story is not even close to done. Loli is still not one of the top 10 heroes, which she must become before the end of the season for the whole tournament thing to work. And with a giant monster about to show up, multiple heroes converging, and a potential fear outbreak, who knows how things will go. But let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Please like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe. I'll be covering the next 2 stories when they come out. And if you want to see a bit more of me, maybe try clicking on one of my other videos. You might find something you'll like. I'm Merlin with a Y, and thank you for listening to this old man ramble.